Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, price hikes are coming for cord cutters from multiple sites and multiple services. Don't worry, cable prices are going up too, including DirecTV raising its satellite prices this month. We'll tell you what it's happening there. Amazon's new home internet service from space will also, if all goes according to plan on Amazon, offer cellular service from space to help make sure you're never without a cell phone signal. And we got a bunch of great deals, including the previous model of Roku Ultra just for $59, and the Tablo DVRs are once again at their all-time lowest price. There's a catch to get that price, though. We'll tell you what it is. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick second, though. First, if you want to learn more about any of them or find the deals, I'll put a link to each one I talk about in the show notes and in the first pinned comment. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, and then they recommend our videos to more people. With that said, let's dive into it. A lot of price hikes coming this month. Of course, we already knew that Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus are going up, plus Hulu Plus Live TV will see a price hike. DirecTV Stream is seeing a price hike, along with DirecTV Satellite. But now we also learned that AT&T is raising the price of its home internet, both for legacy customers, aka DSL, and fiber customers. You'll be seeing a price hike there in November. Notifications are going out now that your next billing after will include the price hike in November. It is a great time though. Do some shopping around. There's more options than ever before for home internet. So what's happening here? Well, a couple things are happening. Cost of everything is going up. We continue to see strong inflation, but in particular, the cost of content has skyrocketed. A few things here. Of course, the new contracts cost actors more higher. That's not everything there, and a lot of people are pointing to that. But it also includes the fact that things like wood and gasoline and all kinds of things that go into building sets for movies and special effects for movies and all that kind of stuff are becoming more and more expensive. Computers. I just had to buy a new video editing computer earlier this year after my old trusty one that was probably like 6 years old died on me. The price I paid for that video editing computer, and they were similar computers with similar size storage, and even though it was the newer versions, both of them were high-end machines when I bought them. This one was almost $2,000 more than what I paid back then. It was like $1,800 or something like that more. Just kind of the fact of the world we live in. Things are significantly higher, and that's driving up the cost of the end user. Businesses often just pass that down, and that's what we're seeing. It's putting them in a difficult position, though, because the more they pass down, the more cord cutting speeds up with it. And it does put some of the middlemen in trouble, because if you think about it, DirecTV is a middleman. Hulu is, even though they're partnered with Disney, still a middleman, right? They don't make the content themselves. They just take it, repackage it, and resell it. They're kind of at the whim of the parent company, the channel owners, and what they want to demand. Otherwise, as we see, the content vanishes. We'll keep a close eye on this, but if you want to learn more about these price hikes, I have a link in the show notes down below. Let me know. Have these price hikes forced you to change your mind of what you subscribe to? In 2020, people averaged 6 to 7 streaming services. We have seen that number plummet down to 3 to 4. Leave me a comment and let me know if that has been something that you have done. Cut back on the number of services or walk away from live TV and go with cheaper on demand only. Leave me a comment, let me know. Amazon is, in the next few months, going to start launching satellites in space if all goes well. They've faced several delays already. For a new home internet service that will offer internet very similar to what Starlink does for both homes and businesses through low Earth orbit satellites. Now Amazon is starting to apply for the ability to offer offer wireless phone service, not just high-speed internet, where they'll be able to, much like Starlink and AT&T's planned service, connect to cell phones on the ground to give them at least basic connectivity, if not more connectivity, so that in case of an emergency, there's a rollback to satellites. With all the hurricanes and everything happening, a lot of people love this idea because that's a way to always be in contact. It's also a way to receive important information. 2, if you're out hiking or in the desert or wherever it may be where there's still a lot of dead zones, it's a way to always make sure, as long as you have a line of sight to the sky, you can be connected to it. It's one more thing of Amazon diversifying its business. We'll see how it plays out. Let me know, would you get home internet from Amazon? There's a ton of really big deals happening. Amazon Big Deal Days is happening for Prime members. Some of these deals are available for non-Prime members, but a lot of the best ones are Prime members only. But they include some of the best deals in some cord-cutting gear, including the Tableau over-the-air DVR, the newest version of that, for $75.95. For the 2-tuner, the 4-tuner is also on sale. They also have bundles with antennas. Link in the show notes if you want to learn more. I use the Legacy one, and I use it pretty much every day to access my antenna across all my devices. It's really nice to have one antenna in the attic connected to one device that then streams it out across my home network. Roku also has a ton of big sales. A few things here. For one, the previous generation Roku Ultra is on sale for just $59, but you can also get the 2024 at its lowest price of $79. There is a noticeable improvement. If you can, I would get the 2024, but both are good stream players. I do like the new remote a little bit better than the old one, but that's personal opinion. The Roku Stick 4K is down to just $34, down from $49.99. The Roku Express 4K is just $27, down from $39.99. And the Roku Express HD is $17.99, down from $29.99. Personally, I would try to get the 4K, even if your TV's not 4K. Kind of future-proofs you if you do buy a new TV that is 4K. You don't need to go buy a new streaming player. But a lot of TVs come with streaming players built in, so half a dozen one way, half a dozen another. A lot of really great options there. Link in the show notes down there for our affiliate links if you want to check those out. All right, Peacock has a ton of content coming. If you've been thinking about Peacock, especially with all the sports on it, check it out. They have a ton of movies and television shows, including a lot of Halloween movies, including Halloween, Saw, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Harry Potter. I don't know if that's a Halloween movie, but it was in the list. And more, all included. Do you consider some of these Halloween movies, or do you just consider them slashers, like Saw? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. But they are part of the horror movie collection coming to Peacock with that. This comes as Peacock is using live sports to really attract people, and it's been slowly growing its catalog of content. One of the things people often complained about being limited in years past has dramatically improved. All right. Also, I had a lot of questions in our Q&A about, will this streaming service merge or will that one merge? And if you watch my Q&A, you know I talked a lot about that there's not a lot of benefit for some of these services to merge. The one in particular I was asked about YouTube TV and Fubo. The forcing of taking debt from a competitor versus just letting them go under, if that were to happen. This would be a theoretical if YouTube was shutting down or Fubo was shutting down, one or the other purchasing them. I honestly don't see much of a benefit for it. I think most companies have taken this thought that those customers will automatically go and find a new service. Why pay a bunch of money to them if they're not locked into a long-term contract and can just leave anyways? So keep that in mind. But I spent a good amount of time and wrote down a very big breakdown of the pros and cons. Where we expect to see some mergers in the free streaming service area is one of the ones I expect to see some big mergers in the next year. But check it out. Link in the show notes if you want to read all that. But it's a very fascinating time in cord cutting as streaming services desperately try to find ways to become profitable. It's much like radio was quite a few years ago, that we saw a lot of radio stations consolidate under a few owners. We may see the same happen with these hundreds of small streaming services that are out there right now. All right, a few things. Hey, there is a survey happening over at corecarsnews.com. We would love to hear from you. It's our fourth quarter survey, the fall 2024 survey, where we ask you a bunch of questions like what streaming players do you use? What services do you use? Gives us a moment to get an idea of, what you use, what you watch. Kind of gives us a little pulse of the cord cutting world to help us keep us informed as possible. I'll put a link to the show notes and in the first pinned comment. If you could, take a moment and fill that out. We would really appreciate it. Second, hey, we have a deals group. Did you know there's a lot of, I talk about cord cutting deals, but there's a lot of non-cord cutting deals we post on a Facebook group out there about just general good deals we find online. As we search for other deals, we often find things non-cord cutting related. We created a Facebook group just for that. If you're interested in it, please consider subscribing. If you're not interested in it, that's why we did it in kind of its own little thing. We would appreciate your support. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic day. To everybody in Florida, and all the other areas have recently been hit in North Carolina, Georgia, and the like, we are definitely thinking of you. Please be safe I hope everything goes well down there. Hopefully it's not nearly as bad as they are predicting. I'm recording this on a Tuesday night, getting ready for a Wednesday posting. I'll be watching very closely. I have friends and family that are from down there, and we will definitely be keeping them in our thoughts and prayers and watching closely. So my thoughts go out to you. Please let us know how you're doing. Give us an update if you're down there. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care, be safe. I'll talk to you all again real soon.